Unlimited power! Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... I am apparently Steve. There you go. I'm wearing blue. It counts. Yeah. So, in case people are not aware what happened yesterday, there was a massive power cut that happened throughout all of Spain, all of Portugal, I think some parts of France. So, what am I drinking? Ah, well, it's a chicken lava broth, obviously. No, but dang it. I was just too slow. I'm Sonic. I have to be quicker. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so so the power cut happened. So, you know, that also cut out the internet. So I basically so I was unable to, well, basically much of an update apart from what I could do on mobile data. And then, you know, I kind of entered a phase of, you know, very erratic sleep schedule on account of not being able to do physically anything else. And yeah, that's resulted in intermittent waking up and falling asleep for the day because I'm not used to catching up that quickly. So who knows what state I'm going to be in as of right now. However, if you remember from 2 days ago rather than one, Prism of Voices talked about a little bit of a premonition that she actually had that was regarding this review existing. Well, not really a premonition, it was more of a dream of this review, basically. So yeah, I'm basically thinking, yeah, well, it made a lot of sense to do this one. And also Josh agreed because he sent me Royale Fair Academy independently of me choosing it. I didn't see his DM before this stream. Is this the bad episode? What, the one bad episode of Royale Fair Academy? What are you talking about? As if there's only one bad episode. No, but well, we'll see. We'll see. Apparently, well, according to us, according to Prism, this is the bad episode. Okay, well, we'll see if the premonition comes true, and we'll start with the list of guests because I'm wondering if Prism guessed that today's guests, I suppose, are Ghosty.
Oh, hey, I'm having some trouble with the VTuber avatar. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Hello.
Yeah, it looked fine. It looked fine in the back rooms. Yeah, you were fine in the back rooms a second ago. Now it's something's.
You're in like a green screen back room, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that always happens. That's TV in the background.
Ghost is not powered up. Well, you see the mug that's right next to her. That's it's full. So yeah, she's not powered herself up yet.
I still need to put effort.
All right.
I need to put in more effort. I'm just gonna turn my, For some reason, the head keeps twitching, and I can't figure out why. It wasn't an issue with the previous model, but now it is, and I'm curious.
I mean, isn't this the model that, like, intermittently sometimes, starts to, like, swivel around for some reason in the middle of, I don't know?
Yeah, it's the very same one. I think I might need to go into the model file to fix that.
Oh.
Potentially. Well,
Yes.
fair enough.
Time to take a hammer to my VTuber model. See what's happening under the hood.
Oh, Mopman Fox is here for her first time early.
Yeah, first time this early, not first time in general. You know.
Yeah.
Just to specify.
Yeah.
All right. But while Ghosty sets this up, I want to talk a little bit before we start about Akira Toriyama, because I've never done that before. So basically, you know, because it's relevant because, like, the art of the tournament arc was essentially, started by Toriyama, not really intentionally, mind you. The plan was essentially just to have, you know, a flat space that would that his editor would talk about this. He had to have a flat space to do some, you know, some cool fights on, because Toriyama's art style and spatial awareness made making 3D spaces very easy. So a flat space, you know, is so a flat space made a lot of sense. What happened as a result was that the popularity of Dragon Ball skyrocketed and you know, did not decline until basically the end of the original manga in the first place, before, like, obviously, like, resurged again in, you know, decades time. And you know, a trope was born in the manga and anime sphere that has prevailed to this day. And you know,
yes, the tournament arc.
yes. So the reason I bring that up is because that original tournament arc, or tournament arcs, the multiple ones, you know, they were not.
Okay.
Tournament was a spectacle, but not for the same reasons that a lot of other tournament arcs are. You know, when you think about, like, the pairings of the characters and the expectations of what goes on, either the goal was you know, basically entertainment, as you know, early Dragon Ball was some of those, but also there's a flowing story with each of the tournaments in that continues as time progresses. Because we're now in the middle of a tournament arc for RFA. I mean, it's essentially they call it the Kissing Gate tournament, because apparently only one person went at a time, even though all fights involved two people. So I'm not sure what that was about anyway. So yeah, they were supposed to match each other's levels to some degree, and I'm wondering if that means what's going to mean for, like, the rest of them, because they said you're not only going to fight you know, your class, but also the other classes in the RFA. So there's clearly going to be more people. So I'm guessing they're maybe trying to find a finalist in this round. Maybe it's like the eliminations or something from each class. But that also, but also we left off with a very significant fight, which was Adrian versus Eric from last time, who seemed to be taking things a little more seriously than everyone else. Because to remind people of what happened last episode, Adrian found out that Eric was that Eric was apparently, you know, according to the conversation about with Pink, using Rosabella for some reason. He's not clear on why, but it seemed like, you know, he built up his trust originally, and he kind of confirmed this, where he said, you know, it doesn't matter how my intentions started, you know, my feelings are true now. You know, it's that classic thing of, you know, it's every, like, 2000s movie where it was like, well, at first I was lying, but now I love you, that kind of thing, you know. Classic.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. I hate that you bring
He hasn't
that up.
said that. He hasn't said that to Rosabella yet. He said it to Adrian, but I'm sure it's going to come up at some point once Rosabella gets, like, the whole implication. Because Pink said they're fighting because of her. Didn't really explain. That was, like, the cliffhanger. In the case of Eric, sorry, go on.
No, I was saying, like, to be fair, like, I just remember like coming into a stream of like one of like the Fire Academy episodes and like just saying like, "Hi guys, hope you guys are doing okay." And Bob was like, "Get out, get out, get out! It's the worst romance scene! Get out, get out!" And I've been staring from this series ever since. So I'm gonna be blind as a bat with this one.
Like,
That may or may not be a good thing.
I'll give you a spoiler, KW. That's because Rail Fire Academy isn't very good.
Oh no!
And there's more than one bad episode.
Yeah, there we go.
Also, I love this Eric leave Rosa. Based on what happened last episode, Rosa should leave him. But anyway,
Rosa
in the
should
case
leave
of
everybody. Rosa should spend some more time being her own woman before committing to a relationship.
yeah. But in terms of Eric, the reason he's really fighting intensely against Adrian is because during that time, Kai blurted out that Adrian also liked Rosabella, and Adrian, confirmed this, and so and then Eric basically revealed his inferiority complex, even though he knew very well because Adrian then did confirm he was helping Eric and Rosabella get together because he thought they were a better match. That he suddenly thought, oh wow, the one time that Go chooses me instead of you want that as well, even though he stated in that very scene that he didn't. So they got separated by Pink, weird enough, who seemed to be like genuinely panicking about the situation. Pink actually has a lot of righteous anger last episode because of the situation where Rosa just kind of left the singing competition, left everyone including the audience unsatisfied, and then also the whole fandom because of her, where she seems to have actually obviously her anger comes from her status as a commoner, but still like it's getting to a point where she's making a bit more sense, which is not what you want for your antagonist character, but that's beside the point. Let's get back to the tournament arc and see how Adrian and Eric are going to proceed and what's going to come of this fight. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. It's very.
I made an advertising thing. All of you guys will enjoy this episode, no matter how bad it is. It will be good.
No matter how bad this episode is, it will be good. It will.
No, I'm not. I'm not falling for that. Get that out of my face.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that? I zoned out there for a second.
I'll punch you in the face.
Why would you do that? What?
Nothing.
I don't get it. Why would I do that?
Because I want to.
Oh well. Okay. Save it for D&D tomorrow. Okay. Let's go ahead and move forward and let's get. So yeah, without further ado, on with the review.
Oh no.
Oh!
They're fighting for her honor in the pointless. Yeah. They're fighting for her honor, albeit very pointlessly. What is happening with the lighting?
I mean, it always ends up, regardless of whatever is going on in the series, somehow it ends up being tied back to Rosabella in some, very usually contrived way, and that's one of the amazing things about the series. And
I'm also saying that no matter what scenario they're in, they're always backlit, and that's getting on my nerves now that I'm noticing.
Yeah, we've combated backlighting recently in both, both when Bond did it for the Full Angels fight sequence, and it was used as a comparison point, and also the actual thing we were reviewing, which was Not Your Average Girl in episode 8. So, yeah, in those situations, because obviously the source of light was behind you, that's what made sense. But in Real Fair Academy, they consistently have the light behind them, regardless of whichever source, and we have talked about that. In other episodes.
Okay, KW, do I need to poke you with a really sharp stick?
What did I do?
Yeah, why are you poking KW? What happened with KW?
I swear to God, both of you get whacked with this stick today.
Like I'm turning into Chuckles. With this weapons, most because they're made out of crystals. They also sound like they're made out of crystals as well.
I I mean,
I
like
think
the
this-
fighting animation is not so bad. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. That is also a very good point, and the sound choice of the crystal weapons. Well, I mean, to be honest, like you actually see here that they do look like a bit more metallic, to be honest. So I don't know, probably crystalline silver, if I had to guess.
Crystal.
That one might be crystal. Speaking of Dragon Ball Tournament arcs, this exact thing happened in the Cell games.
Adrian.
I mean, the Cell games kind of counts as tournaments. Also, okay, how did he hear? How did he hear her? I mean, I mean, he has amazing and impressive hearing. Given that she didn't project, it just shows how in tune he is with her.
My face right now is in the air of the tournament, right? And there's got to be also space, right? So.
Oh my god, look at my shoes!
She's like, Adrian.
Huh? What was it? Huh? Who was that?
Like this scene isn't half bad, but the logistics you just kind of have to question because it works on a kind of Twilight logic. And I don't mean Twilight as in the Twilight Zone. I mean Twilight as in the Mormon vampire novel.
The Twilight Saga.
Okay. Yes, the Twilight Saga. Correct. Yeah, exactly. I mean, as far as you know, the main boy's motivations go, absolutely.
Like, it feels like a main character has almost no agency.
I think I've genuinely asked the question: are you team Eric or team Adrian in previous reviews? I think that was one of my like common engagement call to actions at the end of one of the episodes.
Who were you supposed to? Wait, what's happening here? Wait, what? You got so angry.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought you were going to say, you know, who we're supposed to choose. They're both awful, but yeah, they're both awfully good, and so it's hard to say.
Enough.
I think they're both awful. They're both just awful. Oh, so I think I fixed it. I fixed the model, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Yep, there we go. We got it.
Woo!
Yeah. The mug's gone, though. Guess you drank
Mug's
it.
gone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Her name is Rosabella. I mean,
I hate you, Ghost Kitty. Ghost Kitty. Ghost Kitty. I love you, girl, but how dare you do this to me? How dare
I
you
think
do
we bring
this?
up Twilight every episode of RFA, so yeah, it was bound to happen again, yeah. Rosabella, how have you been, Loca?
Oh my god.
I am
hate
Jacob, so I get to say
with
that.
a burning fucking passion. Also, don't mind me. Like, if I sound strange, that's because I still have a nose infection.
Okay.
Nasal infection.
You sound a bit like Padman from Wildmount Wildlings.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Class is dismissed for the day.
Adrian!
You almost killed
okay.
you.
So
You
this
almost-
is what counts for the tournament arc, then.
Good. The tournament
Wow.
arc. This was a very short arc.
Most of it was a montage last time. I thought we were gonna get a bit more into it this time, but no. I guess they're gonna call it because they were taking the class and fighting seriously.
When you're what? Why? You're supposed to take. Yeah. It's so good, Jacob. Right? It's so good. It's so short and yeah.
The spoilers have been training for this event for weeks. Yeah, they even went to the ball. They're probably still thinking about this, you know, upcoming exam. Which, you know, reminds me that most schools do their celebrations after the assessments are done for this very reason. Not Royale Fair Academy, of course. They understand the benefits of, you know, having that increased pressure from the students, aside from the, you know, celebrating the end.
Jacob,
of
don't
whatever's going on.
pretend. Jacob, don't pretend this makes any sense.
What did What do you mean? This all makes perfect sense. There is nothing wrong with this. It is all great.
Jacob, do I need to smack you with the sharp stick? KW,
Why would you do that?
get over here with this. Get over here. You're getting the stick first.
No! I can fix it! If you want me to fix it, I can fix it right now!
Fix what? Is something broken?
Give me 1 moment! Hold on!
I mean, okay.
Hold on.
What's that thing? That looks interesting.
You will be
You
honest about the review.
criticize
You will be
this
honest about the
episode.
review.
You must be very,
I will
very
be honest about the review. I will be very, very honest. All of the honesty will be mine and yours because I will be saying it.
And also, you will act like Steve from the Minecraft movie.
Don't do that.
I will also
Stop.
act like Steve in the Minecraft movie. I am
KW?
wearing blue, so it counts.
KW,
Nah.
don't stop.
Ooh, iron helmet!
I swear, I will leave this review. KW, Pixie Master, I'm turning this car around. I'm turning it right around, and we're going back home.
You'll turn it around like Jennifer Coolidge running over a villager.
You're hurt.
Oh my god.
I'm fine.
By the way, doesn't she has healing powers if I recall, so I mean okay.
Again with the backlighting.
Yep. Backlights, lighting you up all day and night. Backlights, taking you out of the fight.
Thanks.
Just like that kid. Right, I forgot you could hear me.
What?
What? What?
No, rewind. I missed something.
That sounds like it could have used like several retakes. What's happening?
Right, I forgot.
Hold on, no, wait. I got back a bit further. Oh, there are no shadows this time.
Just like that kid.
Oh, okay, so she tried to whisper to herself, but she forgot that. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. That's why she's calling back to him, hearing her saying his name super quietly in the middle of the fight. So he does canonically have really good hearing. Okay, got it.
I forgot you could hear me.
I mean, in this situation, he was right next to you, so you know that was most unavoidable. But you know, decent callback at least. Also, apparently there's a photo of Snape in the background. I'm gonna look out for that now.
Snape.
What happened between you
Snape.
two?
Severus. Snape.
Sorry, every time I say Harry Potter reference, I think of that.
Dumbledore.
I am Steve.
It was just a friendly competition.
But Pink said.
Don't worry about it.
Ah, yes, Pink, the most trustworthy person. I mean, I know that she's speaking the truth now, but actually, but Rosa has no reason to trust her. We do, but she doesn't.
D&J's having a concert tonight. Aren't you going?
Well,
You should.
first
You
of
can make
all,
out with him on stage. It will be hot.
Well, I mean, given what happened between her and Dean J last time, that's probably not a good idea. And I guess since he is Dean J, he should know that. But anyway,
I'm no longer a fan of his. Besides, I'm not allowed.
I got rid of my bed sheets and poster. Sleeping at night is extremely cold now, but it was worth it.
It was worth
to
it.
go anyway.
Yeah.
Didn't he ask you to come?
What? How would you know that?
I must have forgotten to tell you.
Because he's a mind reader.
Well, and
He's
he's
a
also
pirate.
Dean J himself. But yeah.
I know, I was just making a joke, being superfluous for the sake of comedy.
King Dom, thank you for your prompt arrival.
I mean, he could have been stalking and just, heard her. It would make a difference for the character named Agent to become the stalker. But
I
yeah.
came as soon as I heard. Are the students aware?
They were shocked, but that was the extent of it.
What the?
Jacob!
What?
You're not allowed! Not allowed!
What did I do this time?
Not allowed. I just had a delayed response to your joke.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, yeah, that was a while ago. It's like, you're like a severe delay, like an actual lag or something. No, okay, fine.
Like
Another show we always bring up with RFA.
I didn't make the joke. You made the joke, and then I was like, oh, I get it. I don't get it. Now I get it.
That was the missing part of that JonTron clip. I get it. I don't get it. Now I get it. There you go.
Rosa.
Okay, so now that's somebody else shouting, whispering across a hall. So I guess Rosa has also got good hearing as well. Okay.
Wow.
Also, because one said they were shot. All the students who witnessed the event were in fact executed.
So, what are you doing here?
I was wondering how the training was going. What? Can't I come see you once in a while?
Haha, very funny.
They've actually been painted the
very
mugs and
funny.
such.
I
Yeah.
can't believe you're actually a king. I still remember how much of a crybaby you were.
By the way, that is the most transparent mug I've ever seen. Like, it
He
seems like.
he is the weeping crybaby king.
I mean, yeah,
That was your
they
fault.
happen.
It wasn't so bad.
You cut my eye.
Wait,
It wasn't
what?
that bad. I caused.
You wanna
Oh,
know
it's
how I
that-
got these scars?
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I just caused you a potentially fatal injury.
That scared me so bad, Jacob. Why?
Oh, so how it like the scar is blue?
I mean, that might have been a result of Rosa's prototype healing magic not, coming into full bloom yet. I don't know. Oh, Rosa's involved with everything. I'm so happy. To some extent, as the main
Yes.
character, that should be expected. However, just based on what things she gets involved with, that's where the story kind of loses you a lot of the time. He could have easily got his eye scar like any other way, but yeah. The new show. Well, okay, this character was introduced as a childhood friend. I'm pretty sure. So this doesn't come like out of the blue too much.
It only comes out of the blue if you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, the real trope we're getting right now is sudden childhood friend coming into spice up the romance drama. That's the trope we're dealing with right now.
Oh,
I
no.
hate that trope.
No.
I thought that was going to be the moment, he accidentally shot that, saw her, shot the arrow wrong, and that's how he got his eye. She's blamed her for it, but no.
Can you stop following me?
I will, if you teach me archery.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm now seeing where this is going. All right,
Oh,
interesting.
no.
Given the
Oh,
angle
no.
of the scar, doubly
I'm
interesting.
scared.
Fine.
Okay, perfect. Now wait until I get out of the way.
Ouch!
Oh, okay. That actually is what happened. All right, then.
Oh, wow.
I was kidding, but sure. All right.
We were kidding, but this is what we're rolling with now.
Can I have some heavy brownies too? Yeah, totally. I'll make a fresh batch. I mean, I assume that he was standing to the side and he just, I don't know, like an idiot didn't get out of the way. How does an arrow leave a scar but doesn't kill you? Because I'm guessing he was facing to the side, like it's like look at the target maybe. The target was like here maybe, the arrow was like here, and she basically just went like this because she missed like really badly. So it hit him from the side and then yeah, that's what I'm guessing. It's hard to show because obviously 3.5 angle, gacha, yada yada. I guess your voice reminds me of King from the Owl House. Well, I guess that is that is kind of fitting. Although if it were King from the Owl House, his scream would have been less of an ow and more of a wah. But you know,
Wah!
Jeez, Steve.
Yep, called it again. Healing magic not fully in
Here
bloom.
we go, Jacob with the powers.
Oracle powers.
Mhm.
Wah!
That was 2 in a scene, yeah.
I didn't try archery after that.
Hey, you know what? At least she has like one weakness and something that she can't actually do, rather than just being like perfect at everything.
Your magic really helped me then.
I'm sorry. I wasn't strong enough to completely heal you.
What's bothering you?
I mean, is she going to offer now? Is the question. Is it going to be like a Katara and Zuko moment or something?
No, 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 no.
Also, can I point out something?
Well, okay, not the aftermath of that Katara and Zuko moment, but like the build-up to it.
Can I
if it actually
point
went through.
out the cups here? They're supposed to have a similar shape and lighting to the one on the table, but the lighting is off.
Yeah, I can't tell if the cups are meant to be like just really like transparent and just like made out of like fine, glass or crystal again, and that's why they reflect the lighting, because you can see the character's hands, like the opacity is down, so you can see the character's hands like on the other side, depending on where they hold them or what's actually behind them. However, you can't do that with the other ones that are on the table. It doesn't seem to correlate. So maybe the lighting is actually just meant to be reflecting onto them from, again, a different source. But yeah, I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
What's your secret these past 5 years? You can tell me.
I'm just nervous about the tournament. That's all.
I'm not allowed to participate.
Yeah, now you can't see the hands. Yeah. Also, so the tournament is still going on. Okay, fair enough. So it's not been fully suspended. Good. Because I was genuinely intrigued about how this was going to be handled. Also, first scene of Pink's room, I think.
Father, why didn't you tell me we could teleport?
Teleport?
Yes? Adrian did in class today.
You saw him.
Okay, so
Wow.
basically, thing about this is that teleportation apparently is an Azorian power, which is supposedly like a kingdom they were at war at before. So Adrian's heritage is now being put into question because of his ability to do that. So that for some reason is not is an innate magical ability rather than a learned one in this case.
The whole class did.
Stay away
Where are Pink's wings? Oh no.
from Adrian.
Wait.
Don't leave your...
Oh, okay, I can see them side
they're
behind her.
They're folded behind her. I see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That does raise the question of how do fairies sleep. But anyway.
Well,
What?
no, I'm not going to get into that because, like, no, here's the reason why.
Like, I have a theory.
Yeah.
They sleep on their bellies. Belly down.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, from what I remember, like every time that like a member of the Winx Club was transformed and fell asleep and or got knocked out, they always fell on their side for this very reason. But also, they have significantly smaller wings, so they can get away with doing that.
Hashtag relatable. I am also a side sleeper.
Well, also,
I thought you were
like,
gonna say I also have
Fine.
wings.
well,
I would love it if I did.
You can make a model that has.
well, I don't know if it's like the same logic as like Maximum and Riot, but in Maximum and Riot, because the main cast, whatever, they have like bird-like wings and whatnot. And I was like, how would they sleep with these bird wings? You know, like if you see like fan art or like official artwork and whatnot, those wings are pretty big. So apparently, the way they sleep is basically they fold the reins really, really tightly around their back, so like you can't see them or anything like that, and they sleep. And I'm just like,
That seems really uncomfortable.
exactly. I was like even trying to figure out like how does that even like I keep looking at my back being like, I don't think I can do that.
I said that. That's just kind of like going like, oh well, okay, time. All right, time for bed. Good night, everyone. just like 1980s Transformer sounds.
Oh God. Maybe
Just
they
a bit
are
upside down like
Transformers.
Yeah. See, something like bats would also work in this case, but but yeah, the point is, you know, if they can't like deploy their wings like this, then having beds is, you know, gonna be an issue.
Yeah, and then like
Why?
also like in the manga, their wings just magically just vanish when they're on the ground or sleeping. They don't explain that. So weird.
Just do as I say.
Oh, okay, transparent phone as well.
What's up with props in this scene?
I said that more like Steve. Glass phone. Okay.
Emma!
Okay, another thing that I appreciate whenever they do this, of, you know, having actual, like, you know, layered backgrounds. So someone went across in the foreground, they went across in the background too. I have like that, yeah. Still backlit, despite the fact there's no backlighting, but there's front lighting. But yeah, whatever.
What's going on?
You sound like English Steve, which
Like-
is bizarre considering that I watched the movie in Spanish. But there you go.
Okay. This is actually making me angry. The room behind her is dark, but she still has backlighting.
I'm guessing that's meant to come from the torches.
But the torches.
But it
are-
should be. Yeah, it should be slightly uneven backlighting. I actually kind of like the character on the left who seems to have somewhat uneven backlighting, but yeah, the one on the right, not so much.
Dean Jay's concert.
Oh, English is as in British. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I think we're past the age of British dubs of movies,
We're all going.
and vice versa. Chicken jockey, mate. Okay, that probably. Okay, mate is both Cockney and Aussie. There's like a little bit of correlation between them. Now I'm tempted to do to make a British dub parody, just like or based on like several clips from the Minecraft movie. But anyway, think the stealing, dark it in it.
Everyone. And now, let's all welcome him on the stage. The ever-talented, most sought male artist of all time.
Of all time, very interesting. Okay.
Please
I
be
knew it was
original song.
good,
Please
but
be original. Please be original song. Please be.
that's a
original
very good
song.
point. Yeah. We'll see.
Let's see.
This series has been compared to the Music Freaks more than Secrets of the Plex has, so I'm not holding my breath, but we'll find out.
DJ!
He still has backlighting, even though the lighting is on top of him. He should be bottom down lit, Jack.
I guess maybe because like I don't know. Also, the backlighting mostly is like exclusive to like the heads of the characters most of the time, and sometimes the wings. It rarely ever seems to extend past their torsos. So maybe that's the only backlighting is from the top down. But I don't know. You shouldn't compare my stuff to the Music Freaks. Well, there are sometimes comparisons that can be made. That's what we do. It happens a lot on Gacha Review. Honestly, I've made like wilder comparisons on Gacha Review.
I know the way that you think about me, but I don't wanna know the truth.
I don't know this song, but it sounds like it's been like, you know, processed externally and therefore probably is an existing one. Yeah. I mean, as far as for a concert, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Also, Beanhead, I gotta get props to Beanhead. His head looks more beam than it did before. I noticed that
Oh.
when he's D&J, his head shape changes ever so slightly.
Maybe he's like Danny Gonzalez becoming Ned Flames, who just has like cotton balls in his mouth or something.
In that
I
case,
know this song,
why? It
I
wouldn't make
forget the
any
name.
sense for a music artist to put cotton balls in his mouth. What if he swallows those while he's singing?
Please let this be an original song on the Gacha review? No way!
Sitting down on this stream, we're waiting for the beat to drop. Next thing that we know, we see it. Oh, good lord! Backward lighting from the top! Oh my goodness. Gonna make Taylor say, as you know, next episode. And I will do all of the deliveries terribly on purpose.
I hear the things that they say about me, but I don't want to know the truth.
Okay, so here, because for a concert song is one thing, but if we're going with you know with other footage, usually that means it's going to match in some way. So yeah, we'll see.
Don't you ever want to run away? Don't you ever want to run away?
Oh, okay, never mind. I guess it wasn't make me so cool. I thought it was gonna be like in Superstar Academy. Again, another comparison people probably didn't think I was gonna make. You know how like in Superstar Academy you have like, you know, the dress rehearsal of the Phoenix song, and that had like other footage that was going on simultaneously and also flashback. Yeah. So so I thought it was gonna be like that, but no, I guess it was just a fade because the concert was, I guess, not super important. All right then.
Finally, not an overdrawn musical number.
It's an underdrawn musical number, which is in some cases worse.
Finally. Oh, here's Bond.
No.
Ooh, wow, surprise, surprise. Right when we're getting to the good point, we go right back to the love triangle.
Wow!
Oh, wait! It's a love triangle for me!
Oh wait! Oh my god, that is so funny! Because if you look at the person who says May 10th, and that's when some of the auditions is going to be close to where it's on the Asian project.
Oh, well, there you go. Relevant plug. I also love the no flying sign, because yeah, of course people like to jump up down in concerts. So yeah, they would want to, you know, soar up as far as they possibly could to actually see them. You know, a good precaution of them to actually make. Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
but by the way, guys,
just like to mention the poster design. D&J, hire a better digital artist.
I mean,
That
to be honest,
poster
it
is
might just be a
pathetic, man.
photo. It might just be a photo with generated text, given, you know, the style that we're in. That being said, his head shape also looks even more different. Maybe he put too many cotton balls in that time.
Too many
Yeah, but-
balls.
But so anyway, guys, if you want to join a Sonic AU project, join my Discord, get the audition in your room, and
Hey,
audition.
KW, I want to audition if I didn't have a sinus infection.
It's okay. I will delay any auditions you want to audition for.
I only want to audition for Rouge. I only want to play with you via the audition.
Alright.
I mean, you could make the other roles flirtatious if you wanted to.
God.
What are the other roles that the opening you said was all the gals, right? Wasn't Blaze one of the options?
Yep,
That
Blaze, Cream the Rabbit, and Rouge the Bat. Yep.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so probably
like-
not Cream, but Blaze. Maybe you get away with a bit of flirtation.
I
Yeah.
like Blaze. I like Rouge because she's hot. Blaze is also hot in her own
There no
cat
way.
way. Anyway, let's continue with the video, please. Enough of
Oh my
me outing
goodness,
myself.
I should audition for Blaze as with Fred's voice.
Oh God. Jacob,
At this
if you
point, I
do
should
that-
just make a whole hear me out cake.
Jacob, if you do that, I don't know what I'm going to say. I will upload it to you to be like, this is the audition that Jacob gave me. Deal with it.
Yeah, fair.
With it as you will.
Also, Ghosty, when Aiden and I said to you should voice Rouge, you were like, why do you want me to be Rouge beforehand? It's like, yeah, no, well, now you see. Making Blaze say as you know. What? Are you writing the script, Bon?
This next song's for the fairy who saved me from a vicious dog when we were young. I searched everywhere to find her.
Okay, this is actually somewhat of a clever ploy on his part, but also not at the same time. Because last episode, he and Rosa had a heart-to-heart before they got attacked. Classic, running when being interrupted by action sequence. But before that happened, Rosa talked about the one time that she sort of fell in love when she was essentially rescued by some by some mysterious boy that she never actually got to see. Also, the concert, fittingly enough. So he picked a location to reveal that he was that person because he was going to before the action sequence cut out and the whole fighting stuff happened. And so now, depending on how relevant this becomes, that might be why Dean J requested that that he wanted her as Adrian. That Dean J requested that she should go because he wanted this to be played off. I will say this from a theatrical point of view, this is definitely a ploy that I would come up with if I was trying to confess to someone. However, the circumstances are a little bit difficult because, first of all, Rosa still does not know that Adrian's Dean J, so, that's just essentially being like, oh, well, she forgives Dean J now. She's a fan again, I suppose. But that's, what would she think of Adrian is another question for later. Secondly, the bit with Eric, there's always more pressing things that are going on. And, yeah. But that one thing I'll say I like about this is, the one in the middle that weird enough resembles KW to some degree.
Wait, what? No! Wait, what?
I'd also like to point out that these three extras have the same eyes.
A little bit of same face syndrome, happens a lot on Gacha.
Just play.
But the KW resembling one. What I was going to say was that was the way she's interacting right now. It's the classic thing where how boy bands and some artists will try to will try to basically make their lyrics indefinitely vague to imply that there's someone's just singing to one person specific that's part of the marketing. I think several times made a joke about that in Gravity Falls several times actually. This song is for you and you specifically or something like that. Yeah. Classic idea.
I didn't realize she was right in front of me.
I'm right in front of him at the moment, as well as all these other people, but forget about them. He's singing to me. Basically that's the marketing tactic.
Really wanted to say thank you.
Mm.
And I'm sorry. I hope I'm not too late. My babysitter.
Okay, there we go. Because Rosa said babysitter. Actually, no, that's even more clever on his part. Because Rosa said babysitter to Adrian. So now Rosa's going to connect both Adrian and the kid all at the same time. This was kind of expertly planned by him. It's just the timing is really off, but I really appreciate him pulling these pieces together. When real life can be woven into a narrative, it's sometimes a little bit interesting, not gonna lie.
Babysitter?
And of course that line is not vague, so it can't apply to everyone, so he actually is saying something to someone specifically. So he's circumventing his own, that the music marketing gimmick. The question though is, what is the song?
It doesn't even make sense why I think about you. It was only one night.
Hey everyone, hold on. This musical number could be good or really mid.
Yeah, I'm wondering about the staging as well, the way that the camera's panning as he's walking across, but the camera's going the different direction. Doesn't even make sense to me. I was gonna make the joke like, you know, given how he's pulled this all together. I guess also because he's now no longer helping Eric, he is showing off how he very much could have done this from the start. Like he had the upper hand to some degree, but for the sake of Eric, chose to not do so. And Eric is not going to realize that because he still thinks, oh, he wanted her from the beginning and blah, 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 blah.
Everyone in the show is an idiot.
Yes.
We've already established this.
Mm-hmm. Dive into by Loving Caliber. Well, we do enjoy Loving Caliber on here, but again, you know, obviously if obviously prefer original stuff, but again, you know, it's one of those things. In concerts, somewhat makes sense.
'Cause now I dream about you. I was probably too drunk. It's blurry, but I've got the image of you.
Okay, and now it's been ruined. Okay, so like this is what I meant before. This is what I meant before about like the footage bit that, you know, going over the song and as like a romantic thing. That's what I thought was going to happen last song, but it's
alcohol
happening here.
To a baby.
However,
though.
Yes,
alcohol
exactly.
To a baby.
I was probably too drunk.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Babysitters giving alcohol to their charges. Completely normal babysitter behavior.
Yeah, if Melanie Martinez babysat.
Running circles in my mind right now, and it could fade away.
Oh, he's singing the same song. Okay.
But it probably won't.
You know, the one thing we haven't confirmed is whether or not you know, Adrian writes his own songs, his own material as Dean J. It always seems to be the case. He always seems to be like, you know, like a one-person type of deal. We never see him, and also we saw him like on other pianos sometimes too. So yeah, that might potentially be the case. But yeah, he was either rehearsing. This might have been him rehearsing the song, you know, before his actual moment. Like the FAFSA kind of thing about being drunk. Yeah, FAFSA mentioned it's gone. See, I'm not the only person that makes, you know, weird comparisons that are actually kind of fitting on Gacha Review. So Secret Supplies can be compared to Music Freaks on occasion, depending on what's happening.
What the I almost swore my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I caught myself in time, but I almost swore again.
Okay. Not since Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have I heard a high harmony come in so out of the blue. All right, then.
Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant
Ninja Turtles. Like, that's basically where it comes. Yeah, it's like a really high harmony when I say heroes in a half shell at the end. Yeah.
Josh just came at me like, what the?
So when I said before that he did this, you know, on his own, that's either a different person doing the backup vocals, or it's himself, you know, massively pitched up. One or the other.
This is why you should do original songs, because it could really screw you up.
Yeah, or at the very least, actually, now I'm thinking about this, because there's, you know, like covers of original songs with maybe a few modified lyrics. Again, do what Bond does sometimes, you know, like change the lyrics that don't actually work or you think might, you know, be improved to fit, especially to fit the situation. Have the voice actor or somebody else, you know, sing the tune, you know, compile together, and you know, there you go. This actually, there is a custom in the behind the scenes of Gacha voice acting sometimes, not always, but sometimes, that when casting for the voice actors, people also cast for the singers of the characters, and that's like an independent thing. So you sometimes get like singer auditions for characters and, you know, VA auditions that are, you know, different to each other, which I think will cause a lot of cognitive dissonance if not done correctly. But then again, I never cast something like that because the one time I cast a Gacha musical, I made sure the voice actors would be comfortable with singing. But yeah, it's been so long since my last cover. It's been so long. There you go. Since I last sang a song. Okay. Actually, there you go. There's an idea for you.
Wow. Wait, hold on. Can I? Wait. Speaking of that, hold on. I just want to double check something. Like, you guys keep talking and whatnot. I just would never. It's just a memory resurface. That's
We've unlocked a core memory for KW. This is Inside Out now.
Fair enough.
Hold on. Oh my god, yes, I found it. So I did a version of It's Been So Long because before Secrets of the Plex, I was trying to do my own FNAF musical. And
No, yeah, I do remember you mentioned that. I don't remember you mentioning that it had existing songs in it, but yes.
Yeah, but yes, this one is the one where I just borrow FNAF songs or whatever to fit the narrative or whatever. Bad idea, by the way. And so I decided, let's do It's Been So Long. But like it makes sense for like Mira or whatever. Like she's like talking about her brother or whatever. So it's like,
how would that work? I'm trying to think now.
Hold on.
Was long ago that I lost my bro. Is that it? I don't know.
Hold on. So, see. I'm not going to sing the full song. I'm just going to read the lyrics out loud. So, I don't know what I was thinking. Leaving my life behind. Now I suffer the curse and now I am blind. With all this anger, guilt, and sadness coming to haunt me forever. I cannot wait for the cliff at the end of the weather. And then, is this the revenge I'm seeking? Or seeking someone to save me? Stuck in my own paradox, I want to set myself free. Maybe I should try and find before they try to stop it. It won't be long before I become their puppet. Let's see, it's been so long since I have seen myself lost to this monster, to the man behind my slaughter. Since you've been gone, I've been singing this stupid song and ponder the sanity of your sister.
Okay.
Confusion.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm just getting past like that, like the I saw myself part being like, you know, the version. But anyway.
Yeah.
I was imagining Mira just they're just seeing themselves in a mirror for the first time, just like, huh! It's like that. It's like when Patrick became king in SpongeBob when he just saw himself as a troglodyte in the mirror. Anyway.
Yeah, well, there you go, guys. My rewritten version of It's Been So Long. Yeah, I wonder why I stopped. Like, because I never finished it.
Well, I mean, if you ever considered returning to that, and you if you ever wanted to, you know, get an extra pair of eyes on some lyrics, you know, just let me know. There you go, another FNAF project that I am offering my help with. Why do I keep doing that? But anyway,
we need to sit down and make you watch some game theory.
I mean, that is where most of my FNAF knowledge comes from. Aside from the parts that BB and Bon have educated me on after that.
Dude, oh my god, I even wrote Axe. Oh my
god. Well, now that you mention it.
Let's see. Act 1, let's see. Oh, it's just like songs I put down.
Can we talk about this after the review is over? We just got the emotional songy part. Albeit the song isn't very good.
Yeah. Yeah, all I think about now is what kind of song Sonny would sing. just interrupted, but whenever someone during the song when like turns the lights off, the music like changes dramatically, and Sonny becomes like a very depressing tune. Anyway. Oh, okay. So that's why this has inbuilt harmonies to it. This was always a duet. And apparently this was a song that he wrote a while ago, or maybe he was rehearsing it because he was in earshot when he was rehearsing it, so maybe he did write it now. But it seems like maybe this was something this is like his first song that he made into something now, and Rosie just remembers it. Like I really don't know.
Am I tripping, or is this a bad sequence?
Look, up until this moment, I was actually kind of on board with this because, again, the way that he crafted this so expertly, you know, to make this work in the most dramatic way. Like, people will spend a long time trying to replicate, like, you know, like the idea in media of, you know, the perfect confession or something, and it rarely ever ends up being a perfect confession. So to some extent, again, like the Owl House said, you know, does it need to be? No. However, if you can make it that way, you know exactly what you're doing, then it gets interesting. As long as I make the other person uncomfortable, but, you know, I'm guessing that Rosa seems, you know, to be relatively okay with it. However, now going into the fact this is a duet, she seems to know the song beforehand, that's where I'm starting to lose me a little bit.
That's kind of dubious.
Yeah, it is kind of dubious. You know, very, very convenient that the part where the female vocalist starts to, like, deviate is the part where they don't want to sync up the mouths anymore. It's the word ball. Oh wow, Aiden did become the stalker. Never mind. I called that too.
Where did you get this footage of her?
Where is?
Oh, what? Why is she? Why?
Okay. Which one of you said before get on stage and sing with Dean J? It would be romantic. I think that was Ghosty. Which one
I did. I called it.
Well done.
This is Ghosty's first instance of Oracle powers getting it right.
Oh, let's go.
Hey! No, I'm done. You know what? You're right. I should have run. Take me to the Shadow Well. Take me to the freaking Shadow Well.
Remember when I said this show wasn't very good?
Ghosty and I would love you to stay. I don't know. Yes, we remember you saying that. I do remember.
I think that's hilariously culminating right now.
Well. Okay, she's not quite on stage, but the cameras imply that she was. You know, I'm still counting it. She's still singing with him, even though she's not amplified or mic'd up in any sort of way. So how is this being picked up by anyone? But, you know, whatever.
I'd like to pick up that one of the background extras, her face is warping.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, she shouldn't sound like this clear. She should really sound like this.
I can't get enough of this show.
I think KW can't either. Evie is now merged, so
I'm cuddling Evie. This is how bad it is, guys. If I have to cuddle with Evie.
Can we get Evie and Random the series as like a kaiju or something, and like while they're like the later episodes?
I will write that down.
Kaiju battle for the like season finale.
Please don't.
Yeah. How does she sing so well with no microphone? It doesn't make sense.
Did I mention I saved a girl who lost?
Whispering was foreshadowing to this moment. Well, I mean, it was him that was whispering, not her. She can't project like that. Maybe he heard the harmonies. The rest of the audience was just like, what is going on right now? Who is that girl miming in the back of the room?
Let's play. Let the nightmare end, please.
Let's run away if you want, if you dare. The night was gonna get you. Okay.
Lost her ticket to the Moonlight Festival.
Okay, so I guess he wanted to, you know, clarify that was the case. I mean, all right, that also.
Excuse me? Aren't you Noam not your baby?
How did you recognize her? The whole point of that was that she was in disguise.
Me? No. You've got the wrong person.
Hey,
Okay, now she's something
it's the
annoying.
magic commoner.
Okay, that she should be recognized for. You know what? I'll say this as well. I appreciate how many people there are at this concert and how they have like reactions and animated ones at that. That at least you've got to give the same DNA. That at least. Yeah,
Wait, Steve, I found you. You're a fairy.
Where? Where? What?
Right there in the middle.
Wait.
Like in the middle. Between the pink hair, behind the pink, in front of the pink hair lady. With the green eyes.
Yeah, who
Blue
who's
shirt.
saying this looks?
Brown
Who's saying
hair.
this looks like?
Steve.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah,
That's
that makes more sense. Yes, that is true. I am Steve in it. Yeah. So did he teleport in front of everyone as well? Has he got like is that? I guess it was his final song, so I guess he can leave. But also wasn't that like a huge deal? I guess now they know that Dean J is also a Zorian. Sure, okay. Okay, all right. Decent magical disguise. I would have thought his hair would have just been like changed color magically rather than like being a magical wig that would disappear, but sure, that also works.
I'm gonna be in so much trouble after this.
That's your biggest concern right now after everything that just transpired?
I'll take
Yes.
Don't ruin the moment. He spent all this time planning this.
responsibility.
You don't have to.
I mean, he kind of does, but yeah. That much I'll say. It was his idea to bring her here.
Do you
even though she was, under, watch and curfew and, yada yada.
It was fate.
That I got bitten by a dog and lost my ticket?
Not just that.
You see, the dog and the ticket were related. He said that before. He didn't need to clarify at the end there. His whole plan came to fruition. Anyway.
Can I be selfish? Just this once?
Just this once? Excuse you? What do you mean, just this once?
They're gonna guess. They're gonna guess. They're gonna guess.
Do you want the list? Do you want the list, Adrian? I mean, the fact that she's here right now. You ask her to be selfish after you selfishly brought her to the concert and directed it towards her. Again, I like the plan, but you gotta admit it was selfish. You gotta admit.
They're gonna kiss. I am calling it.
Okay, all right. KW, here's the thing. They're either going to kiss right now, or because we are like 2/3 of the way through the episode, there's going to be another action sequence or some other interruption that happens just before they're able to.
Oh God.
If that happens,
I'm sorry.
Oh, or she rejects him. Fair enough. That also works.
Because of Eric.
I mean, might also be because you kind of lied and hid your identity and like all that stuff with Dean J and the fight sequence.
It's also the fact that you're not very nice to her.
You also pushed her towards Eric beforehand. So I mean, also he's doing now what he said, what Eric said that he'd been doing the whole time, but only now is it actually coming to fruition. Again, because of Eric, because he was the one who didn't seem to register that and the whole betrayal thing. Anyway.
No.
Somebody put my brain through a cheese grater.
You and I belong to two different worlds.
I like how everyone is. By the way, also in episode 12, she emphasized how she forgets that he's a prince sometimes and whatnot. Blah blah blah. But also, I like how in the chat people are clamoring for them to kiss, despite the fact of like everything we've just seen. It's so ingrained into us to be like, okay, that like we want to see a kiss on screen, that like whatever needs to happen for it to happen.
I very so badly don't want to see them kiss. I think these two are quite literally the worst for each other.
Wait, guys, let's do a new hashtag team kiss now or no, don't kiss. Do that right now.
Hashtags, please don't. You could do so much better, honey.
Bond is on the hashtag kiss never.
Team push him off a build. He can fly, remember? He can fly, so, you know, unfortunately.
Hold on.
Which, by the way, his wings are deployed right now, so I don't know what Pink was having issue before. That's how they sleep, I suppose.
Oh!
Oh, wait, no. Never mind, that's...
Oh!
No. Okay. Look at how eyes sparkle as well. Like, that's again, another thing they do in a lot of these scenes.
Oh! Guys!
Like his hand is so much further away when you got to this angle versus where it was before. No. Hashtag jump. Give it to me. Every time I see give it to me, I just think of the Percy Jackson and Lightning Thief movie. The lightning bolt. Give it to me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? Boromir also makes sense. Yeah, yeah, that works too. Okay.
Well, Ace, you got what you wished for.
Ooh, teleportation via kiss. Very interesting and also very smooth. All right.
I could get behind that.
Jesus!
If only this ship wasn't so garbage, I would appreciate this kiss more.
Oh, there's also a bit of shadow work beforehand. Still backlighting, but, you know, there's a bit of shadow.
Well, because he's jump scared me, guys. I hope you're happy about that.
It's kind of like the Torbeck jump scares or something, where you remember that he's, like, actually extremely stealthy for some reason.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Please don't. See each other never.
Well, I mean, they go to the same class, so, you know. I wonder why I hated this episode. Ah, that's why I call it the bad episode. Oh, there's the action sequence.
There it is.
Oh no, if only he could teleport away from them the same way that he just emerged there.
The long wait is over.
2000, okay. Alright, I guess we follow the Gregorian calendar, potentially.
My successor will take the place of the stillborn heir of Vermontre.
Right. Okay, now I see. Now we see how the Azorian heritage happens. Yeah. I don't remember there being like any like hits towards a stillborn thing happening, so I don't know.
As of this moment, we are in pursuit of the commoner who possesses the power of the Khazarians. The first phase of this plan was a success. King Aiden truly believes this bear is conniving with us. With the might...
Okay, so in last episode he mentions someone named Belle. I don't remember if we actually like met like heard Rosabella's mother's name, but we did see her, and I'm pretty sure that is her. But yeah, why couldn't we have had plot for 10 episodes? Well, they had to get the romance out of the way. I guess now that the kiss is out of the way, now the plot seems to happen. All right then. The conversation of everybody, they got what they wanted. Well, maybe in some sense, I guess that makes sense then. If you know people, I mean, if people demand something enough, you either double down not giving it to them, or you give in. It depends. Normally I present the former because you know I like to troll people, but still.
Of the Azorians, influence of the top kingdom, and the power of the Rapazio, Prince Adrian will destroy them from the inside.
Okay, so. Why is the prince still named the same thing that his biological father gave him if he replaced the stillborn baby with no one knowing?
What? Excuse me? I have a few questions.
Or maybe the stillborn baby was actually meant to be called Adrian, and he never actually got named by his biological father. Maybe that was with the reason behind that. But
I
okay.
have questions.
So do I, because it seems to run the family here. You know, you've contrived what seems to be, you know, a very decent plan, except for one specific thing, and that is the timing of it. If you replace a baby, you know, similarly again to Dragon Ball, they're not going to remember their original mission. Okay, sure. In Dragon Ball, it happens because Goku hits his head and whatnot. Like, his same programming would have kicked in otherwise. But, you know, still, a baby is not going to remember the reason why they were born. This is literally part of what happens in Megamind. This is the plot of Megamind.
I am so confused.
Royal Family Academy has the plot of Megamind, but worse.
No, here's the thing. I am so
Wait, Ghosty. And the reveal of who he was happened right after the kiss. That's when he shed the disguise. Whoa, he shed the disguise around the same time. This is Megamind.
What? I'm so confused. No,
And he has a rival who also likes the same person, and
I
can't believe Royal Family Academy and Megamind.
I have more questions now because I barely know this series. With everyone told me to run away each stream.
there may be no Queen of England, but there is a Royal Azorian line.
Oh god. I hate you so much. I hate you with every fiber of my being.
I am Adrian.
I am sorry, and I'm sorry, and I have to drop out of Mystery of an Occulta. Jacob ruined it.
God.
Oh my goodness. Did I mention that Orchid was secretly a princess dropped off in the forest? No.
No, I'm sorry. Like the way you paused on, you missed it. But the way you paused on Adrian, I'm just thinking, I am Adrian.
Yeah. Wait, check DMs. Okay, hold on a second.
Oh God.
Did you make a meme out of that? Not quite, but there is something in here. All right. I'll put this on if it lets me save. Yep. Going very slowly for some reason. Okay. All right, let's see. Do I even have the space? I forgot what the file name was. Oh, wait, no. I just remembered what the file name was. Okay. That was a Steve improv song. Oh, no. I don't have enough space, and I need to remove the image. Great. Try that again. Okay, here we go. Us watching RFA be like. There we go. That's what I was requested to go to DM. Yeah. All right then.
Father, what is the meaning of this?
Again, why can't I just... I mean, I guess you could teleport with the guards, maybe, if he's, like, holding on to them.
I'll ask you one last time. What is your kingdom plotting?
Yeah, see? Exactly. He has no idea because he was a baby. This was a terrible idea.
I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, nitpick, but, you know, his arms are moving and that maybe where they should be, like, held in place by the guards.
That is unless the gods aren't very strong.
Take the Azorian away.
Well, or they have butterfingers.
Wait! He doesn't know!
You knew?
Well, I just found out right now.
I can explain.
I also suspected, but then again, you know, if you know about the... Oh, okay. Off he goes. Ah, of course. Sorry, my bad. This was more drama. I thought she was trying to like defend him and save him. And that was like another extra thing. But no, fair enough. She's like the whole you knew part. Okay, sure. All right, we can do that. I guess. We had a nice moment. We can always ruin it.
You knew!
Oh, he's back. Fine.
You didn't tell me! Why?
I mean, because, you know, I told you as soon as I found out, which was right
You
now,
knew,
technically.
and you didn't tell me.
She suspected.
Did you use me too?
In what way?
What
What would her purpose of using him be in this situation?
In what way? When did she ever use you? She just figured this stuff out. She didn't know any better. So how are you going to tell her?
Adrian,
Wait. You said
Adrian should know that Rose has been trying to piece this all together, and you know, like he's as lost as she is, basically. And you also should know that how the diary works, because he's the only person that you know has that information been shared with. And also, we just found out there was a commoner that was, you know, also being sought after for that reason. I mean, also he pretty sure suspects that Rosa is, you know, that commoner based on her powers. So, I mean, you know, hypocrisy pretty much.
Wait, didn't you say Adrian was the one who was using her at first?
No, that was Eric. Adrian was the one who called Eric out. Yeah.
Okay.
Which might be why he has a complex about people using others. However, you know, he again a little bit of critical thinking here would have you know done you well. You know, his hormones are still running wild.
I swear, if she doesn't say anything right now, like not saying no, I never used to. I was trying to figure this stuff out too, but she doesn't. I swear, if she doesn't say that right now, I'm done with. I don't want to like rewatch any of the episodes or anything like that to try to see what is the plot and whatnot. Because oh my god.
Oh, that does remind me. That does remind me that in episode 10, there's a pinned comment from Sam DNA that says, you know, was everyone confused by this? If so, I recommend watching the other episodes, as if that's actually going to help anyone.
Excuse me, am I high?
Have you been to the Emporium recently?
No, I haven't, but I have the last confused, mildly scared.
Yeah,
I just play, please. Just please.
What? No, that's not true.
There we go.
I trusted you.
What? No.
Adrian!
Are we seriously getting? Are we seriously getting communication kills right now?
We are getting communication kills right now for the second episode in a row, actually.
Oh my god.
She said that she didn't do anything!
How could you do that to your own son?
Oh my god.
Rosa.
Leave us.
Why is he speaking? All the worst tropes.
There is.
All of the worst tropes are mine for writing.
Oh my god, Jacob!
If only this. Jacob, can I make a terrible joke?
Sure.
It is going to be revealed at the end of the episode that this was all a dream.
Oh, yeah. We just want to really make this the worst trope of all time. Yeah.
Just play. Just press play.
Now that your love interest is no longer here, I'll speak in his place. Yeah.
Just do it. Just play. Just press play.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else I need to tell you.
Oh, so now you want to divulge information, but sure. Wait your turn. She clearly wants to say something.
Mom?
Oh, so that was what her mother looked like. Okay, wasn't, you know, the one from before. Or maybe so. Maybe it was a disguise. Okay, then.
Belle, your real mother left you in DNA Village after fleeing the castle.
Is DNA Village?
Yes, the name is DNA Village. And speaking of DNA, I will always hate how people keep calling biological parents real parents. You know, your real parents are the ones that raised you. You know, a bit of a hot take there, but you know.
She made the
It's
wrong
not a
choice.
hot take. It's not a hot take, Jacob.
I know, I was being sarcastic. It's not.
Like, if anything, he could have just said your birth mother, like since she's the one who gave birth to the said daughter. That makes more sense.
I'm going to rip out my teeth.
Oh no.
Yeah, adoption vocabulary is very strange. But people keep using like step parents for adoptive parents, even though those are two different terms. But anyway,
to side with Azor. The Azorians were not only after Adrian; they want you.
I mean, she kind of she probably figured that out because people have been actively attacking her for the past like 3 episodes, so that part at least makes sense.
Your power, the ability to heal. They lured you with their.
You were the amazing, hyper, the ultra-powered hybrid commoner.
Their schemes, just as they did to Belle.
Oh, somebody please end my life.
We're almost done and we keep just going.
I know that you started off this series seeming like the ordinary person, but again, much like with 7 Deadly Sins, it turns out that you were the most special of all the whole time.
When did Adrian learn about your magic?
Adrian is
about the same time that he's trying to imply that the attack started when Adrian found out, even though everyone kind of found out at the same time. So it could be like anyone basically that's leaking the information of where she is. But yeah,
we're so close.
It's like that.
Yeah, the only thing that would have pointed to Adrian specifically would be the time in last episode where he said that he made sure that they were alone on the balcony. That would have been suspicious. But again, I guess King Aiden wouldn't know that because obviously he wasn't there for that, so he's just, grasping at straws now.
This has been their plan for the past 18 years. I didn't see what was right in front of me. It's time I...
Oh, that's why it's the year 2000. Wait, no, this didn't start in 2018. Never mind. Forget that.
Made things right. My daughter.
Okay. So remember, the idea. So I guess the whole idea of her being a commoner. Yeah, forget that. I guess the whole the general appeal of the series, starting off with her seeming to be an ordinary commoner, given the chance to be in this situation, that being like such a big deal. And her proving herself and basically setting up the moral that doesn't matter so much of your birth, as long as what you actually do with that in the first place. No, never mind. She was a princess the whole time. Fantastic. And of the top kingdom. Wait, not top kingdom. Yeah, a top kingdom no less.
Okay,
great.
Jacob.
Great,
Jacob, can I say this?
What's the thing? Yeah, go on.
I predicted this from the first episode.
Okay.
For once, I'm the one with oracle powers. Except my oracle powers suck.
Just press play. Just press play. We're so close. Just press play, please.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. By the way, he's the real one who's filtering everything. That's why they pictured him there. And I guess this is Vilgax. I don't know. Princess Rosa. No, she's gotta have a crown for that first.
Wait.
Okay, I guess I guess he's a clone as well.
Excellent.
What? No.
Ghosty,
no.
It's not that I necessarily did not believe your oracle powers. However, I did not want to believe your oracle powers. I mean, at the time of episode 1, it was not exactly apparent how bad this series would get. The writing was a little bit on the wall, considering the opening of everything and the whole, they hate each other at first, but then they end up liking each other towards the end, which basically just happened now.
Nope. Nope. Okay.
It was a long journey to get there before it was like, well, this was somewhat inevitable.
Like, I predicted in the first episode that Rosa wasn't just a commoner, then that she was a secret princess, probably related to the king. Oh God, I predicted everything.
Yeah, I guess we haven't met King Aiden yet, so the specific king in question, not necessarily.
I'm denying it.
No,
I'm denying this. This is just a dream. This is not the real episode. This
I
is
can
not
see.
real.
I can see now why Prism called this the bad episode. Again, there is not one singular bad episode of RFA. However, there were certain things that this series was kind of clinging onto that could have salvaged some of what we've the damage that had been done, and had a little bit of an idea of a through line and a little bit of a agency for the people involved, and that basically just flew out the window in this very last scene.
No, like I said about Blizzard in Jacob's DMs or whatever, he could use it or whatever or not, but I'm actually going to leave. No, I can't. No. Do I have any pros?
Okay.
I don't, not gonna lie. Like, I guess, like, the character design is nice, the animations is not too bad. I guess I can give them that. But other than that, like, the story sucked, the characters suck, the magic sucked, everything sucked. I can't take no. Like, I know I get usually angry about a lot of things. Like, I forgot what's called Winter Strikes Back. I was pretty angry about that one. Like, I scream at top of my lungs with that one. But no. If you really want to see me very, very, very angry, is when I'm like this, where I cannot scream. My mind is just broken of what I just saw. I cannot say.
I'm picturing Yandere face, like shaded mouth, smile, and that implying anger, like in classic Gacha.
Basically that. Yep. So what I'm gonna do is one last time before I disappear. I wasn't in this stream. I did not appear on this stream. I didn't know what was happening. Bond told me to run. Therefore, I just came in the live chat to see if the stream is over.
You're trying to hypnotize yourself.
I'm sorry, KW. That's not going to work this time, honey.
Oh, she's genuinely disappeared. Okay. It's not even in the background.
Personally, I don't blame it. The Godspeed.
Yeah, with When Winter Strikes and Beauty is Pain and other such gacha mini movies that kind of that ruin their plots half of the way through. I mean, you could even argue My Shimmering Husband might also somewhat fit that description.
Oh no, My Shimmering Husband totally fits that description.
Yeah. So with those videos, most of the time, at least it's somewhat palatable. You can see like the lost potential, but you're kind of like, oh, dang it, whatever. With this one, like, bear in mind, people have been following this series for years. Like, obviously, we have never, been like, devoted fans of this series because, like Gosi said, some of the writing was on the wall from the very beginning. But bear in mind, also we came into this, only in like, I looked back at the first review. That was like late 2023 when we started reviewing this. So it's been.
Also, the commoner is the secret princess is literally the name of a trope.
Yeah, there you go.
A trope that's been here since what? Since stories?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. At least classic fairy tales. Yeah.
So I was expecting for a commoner heroine to be revealed as a secret princess every once in a while. I just wasn't sure to the extent Royale Fairy Academy would sink its own ship.
Yeah, it also kind of seems like, based on like how much they added, that this series was not like fully planned from the beginning. Again, another Akira Toriyama comparison, actually, but not a flattering one, because obviously Toriyama could pull it off most of the time. Like even he had his moments where, like not planning things to do came back to bite him, but most of the time he could masquerade his lack of planning or editorial interference and rework the story around it to make it seem like that was always the intention from the beginning. That was one of his greatest skills, alongside tournament arcs, which, I guess this one never really went back to, even though Rosa said that they would. So I guess that was just the cliffhanger, and I gave a bit of a Toriyama speech for nothing. But hey, if I can compare this to Dragon Ball, I can compare Secret Spice to Music Freaks. So yeah, so that is a very tough thing to do, and most of the time would not recommend, unless you've really got a grasp of at least like what you intend your story to signify. And RFA seemed to signify towards the beginning that a commoner could rise up and and match, and if not later exceed and outperform the royalty that looked down upon her. That was kind of what the sing off the competition seemed to be about. First of all, it was essentially like how masquerade balls work, where no one is supposed to know who anyone is, and that they're meant to all be on the same playing field as each other. Similarly to how the competition was meant to be, anonymous, even though Pink figured it out and everyone else did. It was meant to be anonymous so that you could actually, pull that off in the first place. That's no, I'm not your baby in the first place. So again, it like those are all early plot points. It had some things that were going for it, with give or take, some of the logic behind why they happened being dubious at best. Like, imagine if Rosa had not been the one to deliver the flowers to the queen at that particular moment. That would have, ruined every conceivable plan that would have happened. Also, Adrian, ended up in a flower shop by complete coincidence rather than, by design, which, could have been a thing that they played off. If Same Day remembered to include that little detail from the very beginning of the series. But no, it seems like a lot of this time has been, there's been an air of like what the series needs to be changing, or the idea behind that. Partly maybe that's because it's been so long. Like I said before, people have been waiting years to get to this point. Like, we've been waiting a year and a half because we started reviewing this, late. But I think this started in 2020, so it's been a good 5 years. And trust me, I know a thing or two about people of, waiting for stories to continue for 5 years. I understand that completely. Don't get me wrong, both as a viewer and as a creator. But usually, again, make sure that if you don't like. I also understand the idea of like having your comment section guide you to some degree, but make sure it's to the forward guiding. Like, I like when people offer suggestions for things where a series can go. It's kind of like with the what ifs on the Butter Bunch. I wrote like the first 10 what ifs of Piccolo had a son in 2020, but for all the others, I've realized, hey, there's a comment section now. I'm gonna see what they think. And most of the time I reject their ideas because they don't make sense, or not where it's going, or they're talking about like other what ifs that also would not like make sense logically, or how I present them basically. And I explain my reasons why. It's like a bit of a back and forth that's going on. But I'm glad that people have ideas if they don't all get accepted. And Aiden can verify this. Back when he started working on Mutant Girl with me, he had a bunch of ideas of what to do, and I rejected like 90% of them because it didn't match the vision where that season was going. And then for season 3, it was more equal because by that point he knew he knew the characters better, he knew the story better, everything. And so we're able to just collaborate in the same way that we do now. So I mean, that's obviously with a second opinion, which is again advice that I tend to give people in Gacha. Yeah, I don't know if Sam Dene has a fellow script writer that is also working on this or not, but that might also be a good suggestion, or at least a continuity advisor, who kind of reminds Sam of what was going on. Because I mean, it is a shame that a lot of the stuff that's the Same changed their mind about was the stuff that was good within it was the diamond within the rough, the diamonds within just the sea of rough, I suppose, if we're going with whatever that means. And now the last glimmering sparkle has been lost. So we're in the quagmire now, and there are no more episodes for us to bounce back from should we decide to continue, because this is the most recent episode as far as I understand, for right now at least. Obviously it's not. Yeah, obviously once it continues we will continue it, but yeah, like I said before, like, one people's concerns was like closure, because I thought we're gonna closure for this. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
But also it was not. I don't think it was meant to be a final episode, and clearly this is going for a long haul of some kind. So yeah, I think speaking of Prism's dreams, I guess how much of what we said matched up with what you thought was going to happen. That's what I'm curious about now. the one thing that I do really like, what I really love about this episode is Adrian's actual plan. Before it got ruined, obviously, I love the way that came together and how he actually managed to pull off, the "it's got to be perfect" idea. Like when somebody can actually strategize to that degree, you've got to admire it to some extent. It's obviously not the case that, like I said before, a confession does not have to be perfect. But when it is, especially in media, like when it comes together, it's quite something. Yeah. So yeah, this might be the bad episode, or the worst episode at least. Not necessarily, again, several others were bad. Oh well. Less intrigued by the rest of it.
Expecting so much, but
I was expecting very little from Royale Fairy Academy, but I was still disappointed. Well, I guess now it is actually Royal Fairy Academy, because the last 2 episodes have fixed the typo, so it's now actually Royal. But yeah, I want to write my own Fairy Academy series to see how I do. Absolutely, go for it. I mean, I have faith in you particularly that it will not turn out as bad as this. Like it can have the visuals of Ghost Girl, and it will still be better than this. just like there's like certain moments of Secrets of the Place. I'm kidding. Okay, I've done that bit enough. It's still true, but I've said it enough. My brain is mush now. Well, I mean, obviously, wait to, ruminate on it, basically. I mean, who knows? That might be a reason to watch the other episodes back and, just extrapolate, like, which bits, what you were, disappointed by.
Like, is it bad that I can write an entire video essay about how Royal Fairy Academy falls apart? But I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, it is tempting for me as well. Like, I at some point when I, for the actual Gacha View channel, once I actually, decide to, make like compilations and stuff, I might actually do like summaries of full series, especially for completed ones. Obviously, Rough Cat is not complete, but we can, but definitely, yeah. Sometimes it is tempting to make a breakdown of, of just how bad something is on its own. Aside from the setting of blind reactions where you're kind of trying to once again come up with stuff on the spot, because like Toriyama, that can work or it cannot sometimes. There you go, full circle. I don't think Prism is going to respond, so we'll see. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll pin a comment if she decides to mention whether or not this was accurate to her dream or not. I made sure to do this video as soon as I could, to see if that dream would actually come to reality.
Ghost Kitty is asking if their memes got delivered.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. There were a couple of other memes, I guess. So, all right, okay, I'll put those on. These ones do look better than the other ones, so they're more worthwhile. Okay, let's we'll give it a little bit of time, I suppose. I should have prepared this like while I was importing. While I was giving the final speech, I could import them at the same time. Because now it's going to be a bit of a dead air situation.
Like, actually, I have a few things to say about Royal Fairy Academy as someone who came into it with quite high hopes. I no longer have those hopes. And the reason I no longer have those hopes is not for the reasons I was expecting. I was expecting, at some point, for the main character to be revealed as, the secret princess. Because the secret princess trope, it has been a thing since people began experimenting with it. But personally, this is my least favorite use of that trope. And I'm not talking about this series being a mess from a story perspective. I'm talking about just the kind of raw outcome of it. It feels like literally making a bowl of salad could have been a better use of my time. And that is not something I should be saying about an anticipated series. I expected Royale Fairy Academy to do better. And it feels like my fault for having expectations.
Never blame yourself for somebody squandering their own potential. That's not that's definitely not on you. Like I said before, you know, I'm not surprised by what's happened. You know, I just wish it weren't the case. You know, I try with really good gachas. I try to nitpick them as much as possible because I want a balance of, you know, me constantly saying good things versus a few bad things here and there. And with really bad gachas, it's the same thing where I try to extrapolate the positives where I can find them. More often than not, that happens to be the visuals because, you know, lo and behold, people who put focus on the visuals tend to be like really bad storytellers, and you know, not always, but it happens a lot. But either way, they always try and find something. I'm often not do in fact find something, but yeah, like every time I try to give, you know, the benefit of the doubt, and you know, and that benefit of doubt comes back and, you know, slaps me in the face. You know, it's partly it's like, oh yeah, you know, I shouldn't have like worked this up, but also, you know, it's, you know, I can't help trying to, you know, be optimistic about something that, you know, is, you know, very much was doomed from the start. Okay, I've got the memes ready. Here are the memes. First one, breaking news! The latest episode of the series Royale Fairy Academy today has left fans outraged. No, I'm not being held hostage and forced to make these memes. Okay, replace this with KW hypnotizing you, and that's perfect. Speaking of KW, I still have this image of KW, so I guess that's, you know, also fitting. That's way better in the back rooms, actually.
That reaction image alone is 100% golden.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here are the others. The void of forgotten memories. Mm-hmm. All right, and then us be like, you know, if those kids could read, they'd be very upset. Okay. Okay, I don't, honestly, I've not seen it. I've not seen a single episode of King of the Hill, so you know, I definitely need to at some point. All right, then. I got a funny idea. Pixie Preschool. Rental Story is a prequel to Fairy Academy series. I mean, I get that there would be no Rosa in that situation because you obviously can't, you know, go to the preschool first. So I guess on some level that might be a little bit different. Even though Rosa is kind of like the grounding point sometimes, but
Rosa is the grounding point. But as we figured out, she's also the nexus of everything wrong with this series.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I would definitely recommend, you know, honestly, you can even be like really blatant about it, you know. Honestly, that'd be like a good way to like incite the ire of same DNA fans. Honestly, you know, just make like a very obvious, like go with a tail obvious ripoff. But you know,
but make it better.
Yeah, obviously go with the tail is somewhat retelling the story, but you know, this one will not be.
If you want, I could help you with that script. I have a few ideas of my own.
Ooh. Okie dokie. Well, this is going to be interesting. You know, you need any voice actors or some original songs if there's a competition of any sort. Also, let me know. And like Pixie Preschool. Well, you go ahead and do that, and we'll check in with you if you should you require anything. Okay, couple of answers before we finish. Actually, tomorrow there's not going to be a gacha review because tomorrow we're going to be on the Butter Bunch playing D&D. We'll bring back Mysteries of Occulta. So So that would be something completely different. And then on I think that would be Thursday would be Starkid at that point. So we're gonna have another 2 days with no reviews from me at least.
If Emily wants, she can totally sneak in and take over. That's what she's.
Obviously we need you for Occulta, but yeah. So Wednesday and Thursday, no reviews from me. Friday, we are getting something that does, in fact, have the promise to be good. And, a couple of people, in this chat were involved with. So,
Oh,
that's,
finally. Like water in the desert. Behold, it come.
Yep. Well, I mean, obviously there's no guarantee. It could still be a pile of trash, but I doubt it. I doubt it very much. And again, I'm choosing to believe that will not be the case. Until proven otherwise. So, with that, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and Skype done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.